The all-important Black Friday shopping weekend is over, but what did consumers spend money on? Here with the latest trends in retailer, Sarah Quinlan, Senior Vice President and Head of Market Insights at MasterCard Advisors. And Sarah, welcome back. It's nice to have you here.
Nice to see you.
So Sarah, was this the blowout weekend that retailers really needed? Because it's been a rough year for the retail sector.
Well, I think you have to think about what sort of part of the retail sector. We have continued to spend on experiences, so travel has been huge. We've seen the highest spending on airlines in SpendingPulse history and the like. Restaurants, amazing. So that trend continued, but what was really good is finally the weather shifted, and we saw apparel did have a very good weekend. And that was what was expected. Electronics did not. So there was sort of yin and yang in those two.
And we'll talk more about experiences in a moment. But first, in terms of online spending versus in-store, IBM is reporting a 22% increase in online sales on Black Friday, whereas ShopperTrack is reporting a 10% drop in in-store sales on Black Friday. So what's the dynamic there?
We're not at those numbers, and what I will tell you, the interesting thing is we definitely saw double-digit growth in online spend, but that was really because the retailers pushed their Cyber Monday sales early, as you saw, so that did draw in some consumers. However, consumers went steadily to the store over the whole course of the weekend, so they didn't want to necessarily push and fight on Friday, but we definitely saw that steady traffic there. But again, people are very purposeful. We know that the first two places they shop on Black Friday, they spend 75% of what they're going to spend that day. So they're very focused in on what they want to actually purchase.
So when we see these headlines that, brick-and-mortar retailers are dead, that's perhaps overblown?
Way overblown. As you know, still only 6.7% of sales are done online in total retail sales. So they've got a long way to go to kill the store. So the store is still king. It's just a question of during certain periods of times, if the right promotion is there, they will focus in on that.
Now, you mentioned before spending on experiences is up rather perhaps than actual goods. There seems to be more interest in the experience side. Is that across all age groups, or is that just a millennial trend that you're seeing?
No, it's amazing. It's across all age groups. It's really let's build a memory as opposed to actually buying stuff. Remember, we're living physically closer to cities. Many people have downsized in their homes, not making it as much of a priority. So again, if you're buying things, it's replacement. You have to throw something out before you can add something to your home.
So is that part of the reason why we're seeing the department stores struggle a lot this past year? I mean, who are the winners and losers given this shift in retail, so to speak?
Well, I think what's really interesting is the challenge the department stores have had is that understanding that two people in a family are working, time is of value. It's not been laid out as easily for people to find what they're looking. So people will actually go to the high street and go to the individual specialty store that's selling what they want, whether it be furniture or apparel or jewelry and the like. So what they sell is selling to the consumer, just not necessarily in that form factor.
Now, talk about this idea of destination spending. Explain.
Well, it's really interesting. We're traveling, as I said, more than we've ever traveled. But what happens is when we go on vacation, we actually go shopping for goods that we normally could buy in our hometowns. But because we actually have time on vacation, we take that time to browse, to shop, to enjoy. And so we actually see people doing that type of spending and a real lift, but at stores that they normally would be shopping at.
All right, now MasterCard actually found that small businesses account for almost 40% of total retail sales, as you can see there. This is the highest percentage since you've started tracking this back in 2004. So explain what's behind the growth.
Well, I think it's all about feeling unique. And again, it's all this experiential spending, because if you go in and you get a special dress that's just made for you by a unique designer, or jewelry, we know that over 80% of jewelry is purchased in independent jewelers because people can design it. And so it's all about the personalization of the experience that people are willing to pay for even when they're buying goods.
All right, and quickly, your outlook on the rest of the holiday shopping season?
We expect it to be quite strong, in fact, and it really reflects the fact that now we've got people working. We actually saw, as you know, a drop in part-time involuntary employment. So I think it's all positive and will continue to accelerate all the way through the 31st of December.
All right, and you'll be releasing more numbers on the shopping season on Wednesday. Sarah Quinlan, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it. I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.